Hello everyone, welcome to Free Life Science class. This is Purnima and today we are going to discuss some previous year question paper. Okay, and I hope you all are doing well. Let's go into the questions. Before that, I want to say something. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon so that you will get notifications when I upload new videos. Okay, so this is from previous year question paper, Life Science, and basically it is based on molecules and their interactions, and this is also helpful for the students who are preparing for DBT JRF, ICMR JRF and TIFR exams. Okay, let's move into the questions. Okay, first question is precursor of the atom in the purine skeleton are. Here you are provided a purine skeleton and you have to find the precursors. So from the options given, we want to choose the correct option. So I will give 30 seconds for reading the option and we can discuss the answer. Yes, and now we can discuss the answer of this question. So they are asked for to find out the precursor and the option given are the N1 amine group is from aspartate, C2 and C8 from formate, N3 and N9 from guanidine of arginine, and C4, C5 and N7 from glycine, C6 from carbon dioxide. And the second option is N1 from aspartate, third option again N1 from aspartate, fourth option is different, that is N1 from glutamate. So the first thing, if you know any one of the precursor, you can answer the question. So for easy answering of this question, we can look onto the answers. Before that, I will say the correct answer for this question. The correct answer for this question is option C, that is N1 from aspartate, C2 and C8 from formate, that is this is C2 and this is C8, this is from formate, and N3 and N9 from amide nitrogen of glutamine, and C5 and C4, C5 and C7 are from glycine, not C7, N7 are from glycine, and C6 is from bicarbonate. Here it is given carbon dioxide, no problem. So we can go for the answers. So this is the purine ring, you can see here. So it is given that all the precursors in this figure, and also it is written in the tabular column, so you can answer the question very easily. N1 is from amino group of aspartate, C2 and C8 from formate, N3 and N9 from amide group of glutamine, C4, C5, N7 are from glycine, and C6 from bicarbonate. So the building blocks of purine are aspartate, formate, glutamate, glycine and bicarbonate. Okay, moving into the next question. Values of Tm, delta Hm and delta Cp of a protein are measured in a differential scanning calorimeter, and delta G, the Gibbs free energy change at any temperature, can be estimated using the following form of the Gibbs-Helmholtz equation with the values obtained from these measurements. And the equation is provided there. The stability curve for the protein simulated using the observed thermodynamic value is given below. So you have to find the correct option from this question. So I hope we can discuss the answer. So the first option here given are the shape of the stability curve is due to the first option is hydrogen bonding and electrostatic interactions. The second option is van der Waals and electrostatic interaction. Third option given is only electrostatic interaction, and option D is only hydrophobic interaction. Okay. So answer for this question is only hydrophobic interaction, because for protein folding this hydrophobic interaction is very important. Okay. So the answer for this question is hydrophobic interaction. The amino acid sequence of a protein determines its native structure, and native structure has minimum Gibbs free energy. So the hydrophobic effect is the principal force stabilizing the tertiary and quaternary structures. So look at this, and this is an unfolded protein. As the temperature increases, the protein get unfolded and its hydrophobicity is lost. Okay. So hydrophobic nature of a protein is very crucial in the folding of a stability of a protein. So a folded protein requires hydrophobic effect. So this hydrophobic effect contributes to thermodynamic favorability of a protein folding. Already in question it is asked for temperature and enthalpy change. So thermodynamically it is asked like that. So that the correct option is option B, that is only hydrophobic effect. Moving into the next question, equilibrium constant of non-covalent interaction between two non-bonded atoms of a two different groups of measured at 27 degrees Celsius. It was observed that K equal to 100 mole raised to -1, and the strength of this non-covalent interaction in terms of Gibbs free energy change is, you have to find the answer and using the equations for Gibbs free energy and equilibrium constant. And the answer for this question is negative 247 kilocalorie per mole, and the explanation for this question will be discussed in another video, and that video contains only this type of question solving methods. Okay, so if you are new to my channel, please subscribe so you will get notification when I upload these type of videos. So moving into the next question. So this is the next question, biosynthesis of tyrosine, and it is detailed below. So you just go through the biosynthesis pathway and identify A, B, C and D. So there are 4 options are given and A, B, C, D are explained in each option. So you have to find the correct one. So to solve this question, whenever you are asked for a pathway, you just go through the options. So you can understand what all are they asked. Is they asked for an enzyme or any other intermediate product or any other reaction which is happening here. So everything you can get an idea from the options. So a first thing you have to look is for A. So go through the option. First it is given ATP, then it is GTP, then it is NADP, and this is ATP. So here you are asked for the energy molecule for this reaction. So definitely the energy molecule for this reaction is ATP. When the conversion of shikimic acid to shikimic acid 5-phosphate, there is an ATP hydrolysis taking place here. So the answer is ATP. So you can eliminate 2 options from here itself and don't look into these options further. Okay, so now you can reduce into 2 options. The next step, shikimic acid 5-phosphate 2 dash. So before you find out your B, you have to find the C. So which is the step after the shikimic acid 5-phosphate and before chorismic acid is formed. So this is a crucial step. So look for the third one. This is, here it is given and here it is given the same. So you got the C, 3-enol pyruvyl shikimic acid 5-phosphate, EPSP. Okay, so you got the C. Next you want to find the B. So the first one is phosphoenol pyruvic acid and the next one is 3-phosphohydroxypyruvic acid. Okay, so one is phosphoenol pyruvic acid and the other one is 3-phosphopyruvic acid. So from this step you have to find which one is the correct. So if you are having any doubt, just go for the option D. Then you just go through is para-hydroxyphenyl pyruvic acid, pyridoxal phosphate. So from propionic acid to the next step is formation of para-hydroxyphenyl pyruvic acid. So this is the right option. So phosphoenol pyruvic acid is the step of B. So the correct option is option A. Okay, the option for this question is option A. We can go for a diagram. So from shikimate 3-phosphate is produced by the enzyme shikimate kinase. Here a step is taking, that is ATP hydrolysis. Then next thing is shikimate 3-phosphate to EPSP by the enzyme EPSP synthase. Okay. Here another thing is taking place, that is phosphoenol pyruvate is taking into the reaction. Okay. The next is chorismate by the enzyme chorismate synthase. Then formation of aromatic acid. So after this chorismate, propionic is synthesized by dihydrogenase enzyme. It is converted into 4-hydroxyphenyl pyruvate. This 4 can be written as para-hydroxyphenyl pyruvate transaminase reaction tyrosine. So I hope you understand this question. Okay, moving into the next question. Denaturation profiles of DNA are shown. So you are given a graph and you have to find the correct option. The differences in the profile arise because. So what will be the factor for this difference? And the first option is the DNA is single stranded but of different size. It is not. So it is wrong. And the next one is A plus T content of A is greater than B is greater than C, and the DNA are from complex genome. So if AT content is greater in A, this part is okay, but this AT is not a factor for higher melting temperature. Higher melting temperature, the factor for if higher the GC content is higher in a DNA, then the melting temperature is also greater. So it is not like this. If AT is greater, the melting temperature will decrease. Okay. So it is written like that. It is a complex genome. If it is a complex genome, then how will we can say the AT content is greater like that? It is not the case. And GC content of C is greater. GC content, if it is greater, definitely the temperature, the melting temperature will be greater. The time taken will be greater. We need higher temperature for melting. So it is right. C greater than B greater than A. It is right. And DNA of comparable sizes are isolated from simple genome. So this is true. And the fourth option is G plus content is identical, but A plus T content in A is greater, B is greater than C in DNA of comparable size and isolated from simple genome. If GC content is same, then the melting temperature should be same. Okay. So for understanding this question, so the option for this question is option C. For understanding, I will show a graph. So this is the graph. So here you can see this is the actual DNA, normal DNA consisting of AT and GC base pairs, and I am going to add more AT base pairs. So the graph shifted to this place. That is, at lower temperature itself the DNA get denatured. And if I increase the GC content to this DNA, what happened? The graph shifted to right. That is, higher temperature is needed if GC content is greater. So definitely the melting temperature and GC have a proportion. That is, GC content is more, then we need more temperature for denaturing the DNA. Okay. The next question is, if van der Waals interaction is described by the following relation, equation is given, and where the delta G van is the free energy of van der Waals interaction and A and B are constants, R is the distance between two non-bonded atoms 1 and 2, Q1 and Q2 are partial charges on dipoles 1 and 2. In this reaction, the parameter A describes what? So in this question, we are given some parameters and we have to find what is exactly the A describes. So here, the one thing is they are described about van der Waals interactions. You know that only the van der Waals interactions happens when two atoms come the least distance. Okay, come to the least distance. Only then the van der Waals interaction will take place, and it is asked for two non-bonded atoms. So we already discussed this type of question in previous video. In two non-bonded atoms, the thing is always a repulsion. Okay, so this is positive, again this is positive. So what happens? Repulsion will take place. So if it is negative and this is negative, what will happen? Repel each other. So this is two non-bonded atoms. When they come closer, what happens? What happens? A repulsion will take place. And it is described for van der Waals interaction. In van der Waals interaction, a dipole-dipole repulsion will take place. So answer for this question is option D. And you can see in this picture the repulsion occurring between two atoms when they come closer. So two non-bonded interaction act between atoms in the same molecule and those in other molecules. Force field usually divide non-bonded interaction into two: electrostatic interaction and van der Waals interaction. And in this question, here it is asked for van der Waals interaction, and therefore dipole-dipole repulsion is the result. So A describes for the dipole-dipole repulsion. Okay, moving into the next question. A pH of blood of a healthy person is maintained at 7.40 plus or minus 0.05. Assuming that this pH is maintained entirely by the bicarbonate buffer, it is pKa1 and pKa2 of carbonic acid are 6.1 and 10.3 respectively, and the molar ratio of bicarbonate to carbonic acid in the blood is. So you have to find the answer for this question. So the answer is option D. So as a carbon dioxide is directly proportional to the carbonic acid, and can be directly measured, it will be substituted in the HH equation. So as the normal ratio of bicarbonate to carbonic acid at physiologic pH is around 20:1. So this statement gives us the correct answer for our question. That is, during normal physiological pH, the ratio of bicarbonate to carbonic acid is 20:1. So the option D is the correct answer. Okay. So the next question is, the hydrolysis of pyrophosphate to orthophosphate is important for several biosynthetic reactions. In E. coli, the molecular mass of the enzyme pyrophosphatase is 120 kilodalton and it consists of 6 identical subunits. So the enzyme activity is defined as the amount of enzyme that hydrolyzes 10 mu mole of pyrophosphate in 15 minutes at 37 degrees Celsius under standard assay condition. And the purified enzyme has a Vmax of 2800 units per milligram of the enzyme. How many moles of substrate are hydrolyzed per second per milligram of the enzyme when the substrate concentration is much greater than Km? Yes, did you read the question? Okay, the answer for this question is 31.1 mu mole and we will discuss in the other video. Okay, already we are taken several selected questions and these questions are in that video also, so that the explanation will be in that video. So if you are new to my channel, please subscribe so that you will get notification when I upload that video. Okay, moving into the next question. A plot of velocity by substrate versus velocity is generated for an enzyme catalyzed reaction and a straight line is obtained. Indicate the information that can be obtained from the plot. So, velocity by substrate versus velocity. They are asked and a graph is plotted. So, we get a straight line for this graph and they are asked what information that can be obtained from this plot. So, definitely you can get Vmax from this plot, Km from this plot. If there you can know Vmax and Km, definitely you can also find out the turnover number. So the answer for this question is option C. So this is all about this video. If you liked my video, please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe if you are new to my channel. Then click on the bell icon too so that you will get notification when I upload new videos. Don't go without giving a like button. Please give me a like. Thank you. Bye bye.